and mentally stretch it. The only range of motion, you're not going to strengthen it, okay? You need to be able to take it down all the way to full extension and all the way back up. So if you have a tight or hypertonic pelvic floor, it's also a weak pelvic floor. Have a full range of motion, then you can have a full contraction. Using a dilator, which is like, I don't have one, but it's a long tube. It kind of looks like this. Actually, I never used it. My physical therapist did some internal work on me, and I never had to go back. She was amazing. Dilator is much thicker than this, and what that does is it can cover a bigger surface area. If you're imagining that this is a dilator, you would put this gently up into your vagina and apply gentle myofascial release. It would be similar to like your IT band, which is a band of connective tissue all the way from the top of your hip and all the way down here to the old tuberosity. You can't quite stretch it. The only thing you can do is do some myofascial release work. So getting out a roller or someone massage on you. And your pelvic floor, when it's tight, needs some myofascial work from the inside as well. So that's where that dilator comes into play. Now you can use your thumb yourself, your finger, and gently apply pressure, and 30 seconds on one portion, move to 30 seconds on the other. You can also contract. You can imagine you're squeezing, but also feel that lift, that suction that you want to feel. So a typical Kegel, we might imagine of you just like squeezing. In a true pelvic floor contraction, you want to experience the squeeze and the lift. So actually using your own fingers, stick them in your vagina and practice that squeeze and that lift. So that would be those levator ani muscles lifting and contracting. And mentally think about contracting those muscles at the different places. So closing your eyes, contracting the muscles around your clitoris. Contract, lift. So imagine your clitoris is sucking a smoothie from a straw. Contract, lift. And your vagina. Contract, lift. And your anus, too. Contract, lift. Imagine you're trying to pick up a blueberry from your anus and suck it all the way up. Be like holding in gas. Think about contracting each one of those three places individually. Contraction, lift, full relaxation. So linking that diaphragmatic breath with each one of those separate contractions, and then also imagine contracting all of them together. And then a full deep inhale, let the diaphragm push down on the pelvic floor to lengthen. So you want to experience length and contraction. You can also work into time and tempo with that. So exhale, lift, contract, hold, 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 drop quickly. Exhale, lift, hold, 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 drop slow, slow, slow. So there's different ways to train those levator ani muscles, just like there's different ways to train your biceps. So time and tempo works really, really great. Doing those exercises in different positions. So if you do it laying down, try it also on all fours with your hips up. Try it in child's pose position. Try it standing, because different positions of the hips work with and against gravity. So you may feel that you get a better squeeze and a contraction and have more control on the deceleration in different spaces that your body and your... So I got my phone call from the fertility clinic today, and of the 7 eggs that we got, 6 of them have fertilized, and with my third, yes. With my first, absolutely not. We were just so excited to be pregnant and be having a baby. With my second, no, I was thrilled to have a second boy because we just fell in love with my oldest so much that I was enchanted with the idea of... With my third, yes. With my first, absolutely not. We were just so excited to be pregnant and be having a baby. With my second, no, I was thrilled to have a second boy because we just fell in love with my oldest so much that I was enchanted with the idea of having a buddy for him that he could grow up with and do life with and be best friends with. We were trying and hoping for a girl for the third. We got a third boy, and I called them my triple aces. I do remember getting the phone call for the gender of that third baby, and there were definitely tears, and I was disappointed for a day, and then I was fine. But looking back, it does feel like crying over spilt milk, because he is just so perfect and so special. But people experience gender disappointment. Doesn't mean I love my kids any less. It just means I got something different than what I anticipated. Come check this.
Okay, so we're definitely talking about this. My BO, and have never been someone who really dealt with a lot of BO. But like you get that nervous BO sometimes when you're doing a presentation. It was like nervous BO every day when I was breastfeeding, and I breastfed my second for like 2 years. It's gotten a little bit better since stopping, but it's not great. It wasn't great. We need to talk about this. Like, someone who's a hormone expert, tell me, like, what is it about the hormones in postpartum that makes you smell bad? What?
All right, so I had some really great questions yesterday about how if you find that you're only breathing into your belly or you're only breathing into your left side as an example, how do you change that? And honestly, I just ran out of time in that Instagram reel to include like specifics on solutions. But to talk you through that, so like let's say that you find that you only breathe into your belly. So when you're only breathing into your belly, those ab muscles are staying long and your back muscles are staying short. And so we need to shift the balance so that there's more length in your back muscles and more engagement of your ab muscles. And so the post that I shared yesterday with breathing into your lower back with that low squat is kind of how you go about shifting this. So as you create length in your back muscles and you breathe into your back muscles, then those muscles can elongate. So your back muscles can elongate as you breathe into that space, and then you get better engagement of your ab muscles. And I'm going to share a post tomorrow about really finding good engagement of your abs. And so then you can apply this same concept to like breathing better into one side than the other. So let's say that you can breathe into your left, but you don't get as much motion in your right. So along the same lines, that would mean that the muscles on your right are shorter and the muscles on your left are longer, and we need to shift that balance. So you would want to lean towards the left to shorten the muscles on the left and lengthen the muscles on the right, and then you would want to try to breathe into that space to create length on the right side with your inhale to stretch those muscles out, and your exercising and your strengthening would be to strengthen the muscles that are longer on the left.